Welcome to my channel. My name is Sister Cerise. I'm so glad that you clicked on this video. Today we're going to talk about Diddy. Diddy has some huge stuff going on right now, and it's not looking good for him. Well, let's admit it. It really hasn't been looking good for him ever since he got arrested. Now, I do want to talk about a few things during this video. But first, before we do, I want to say thank you to you for clicking on this video. I know that YouTube suggested a lot of videos, but you clicked on this one. You are a real one, and I appreciate you. I hope you stay till the end. At the very end, make sure you click on the video right here because it is going to give you another option to watch on my channel. All right, guys, let's get into it. And I just want to say from the hop, Diddy and his case is very intricate. You know, we're going to get into some heavy details right now. But before we do, I want to preface it with this. Like some of you may say, why is Diddy's case, you know, he just got put in jail in November 2024, and his case is already going to be May 5th, 2025. That's only a few months away. When you look at someone like Blake Lively, and then you look at someone like Bryan Kohberger, that is the guy who's being accused of killing the 4 Idaho students. And I also have another channel. Make sure you guys check it out. It's called Fairfax Files, where I talk about that case with Bryan Kohberger. But this is the entertainment channel. So this is where we talk a lot about the entertainers. And I just want to say, Diddy chose to have a speedy trial. Now he, like Bryan Kohberger, had a choice. He had a choice to either, you know, have a speedy trial or lengthy, like wait a while before the trial starts. But he chose to have a speedy trial. And I think that points to 3 things for me. 1, his ego. Diddy has a huge ego, and he probably thought to himself, I got to get this out of the way. You know, that's one of the reasons I believe. Another reason I believe is because he just wanted to get out of prison. He is thinking, oh my gosh, if I have to do this trial, like really speedy just to get out of prison, because the chances are like he won't get out of prison so quickly and he has to wait until the trial comes. He wanted to get out right away. You know, type A personality, quick, fast, let's get this done. One of the main reasons I believe that he wanted a speedy trial was so he didn't give the prosecution time enough to view all of those 20 years of footage. They have videos, they have a lot of witnesses, and he probably thought to himself, yo, I don't want to give them enough time to check out all of that. Like, let's just speed this up. The less information they have, the less time they have to pick through all that deep, dark secrets, then the better the trial is for him. But now he's asked for a little bit of an extension, and we're going to read that together right now because that extension doesn't look like it is happening. Sean Diddy Combs is set to stand trial on May 5th in Manhattan on charges including sex trafficking and racketeering. A federal judge recently denied his legal team's request for a 2-month delay, stating that the defense has sufficient time to prepare despite the addition of new charges and a new alleged victim. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges and remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn after being denied bail. The trial is expected to last 8 to 10 weeks. Now, I think this part is very important, and it really kind of points towards guilt. Notably, the judge ruled that parts of the docuseries Fall of Diddy, which includes testimonies from a former employee and an ex-partner, may be used as evidence in the trial. I'm pretty sure that ex-partner is Cassie Ventura, and I think the ex-employee or former employee may be Rodney, but we'll find that out when the court comes. Additionally, the court has allowed 3 alleged victims to testify under pseudonyms to protect their identities, while singer Cassie Ventura will testify using her real name. Combs' defense team has seen charges with attorney Brian Steele, known for representing rapper Young Thug, joining after another attorney withdrew from the case in February. The charges against Combs stem from allegations that he used his business empire to sexually abuse women between 2004 and 2024. His attorneys argue that the sexual activities described were consensual. Wow. A few things come to mind when it comes to Cassie Ventura. I really applaud this young lady. She's pregnant right now. She's going to take the stand and she's going to speak her truth. For those of you who don't know, Cassie Ventura, she was 19 years old when Diddy met her, and he gave her promises of fame, and he told her that he was going to help her with her album. Maybe she thought kind of like J-Lo, right? So now, not only that, he ended up keeping her under his thumb and making her into what she considers a sex slave. Now, I feel that it is completely horrible for him to do that, but he also beat her. He also did other things to her that are going to be revealed in court. She's using her real name and she is taking the stand as she is pregnant. She wants to take the stand, not only because she wants to look that man in his eye and tell him, this is what you get. The truth is being revealed and prevailed. But not only that, it's because she also wants to protect other people in the industry, I believe. And I also believe she wants to make sure that she lets people know her story. It's quite phenomenal. Now, the other alleged victims, I'm wondering who they are. I'm thinking, and obviously it may come out in the future, we never know, but right now I'm thinking maybe one of them is Justin Bieber. Maybe another one is Usher. And another one I couldn't even think. You guys let me know in the comments below who you think it might be. I don't know. It may be a woman, but clearly these victims that are going to have their identity concealed has to be a famous person. These got to be famous people, because they're probably like, you know what? I will definitely come forward and admit things, but I don't want to be in the public eye as a victim. They're maybe saying, I am a performer. I am an artist. I am not a victim, and I don't want my music coming out. And for the rest of my life, when someone's listening to my album, they're connecting my music to Diddy, or my acting, my movies to Diddy, because really that's what will happen at the end of the day. You know, if let's say Justin Bieber, he brings out a song, we're going to think, is that about Diddy? You know, what about Diddy? And we do that. We do the connection, our human brains. And so I'm glad that they actually have that option to keep themselves hidden, because they didn't commit a crime. So why should they be front and center and have to tell all of the world what they went through? A lot of victims don't want to, and I think it's fair to be able to conceal their identities. However, I'm pretty sure that we're still going to get the information of what happened to them, and we will find out exactly what type of a monster Diddy was, and to what extent. This is all going to be coming out May 5th. It starts, and imagine the judge said, no, you are not going to have 2 months leeway in order to prepare more. You're the one that wanted the speedy trial, did he? No. And then the docuseries that was made, and it's not even this is a docuseries for TV. They are going to allow the testimony in the docuseries to be allowed as evidence in court. That is, to me, like, whoa. Diddy's going down. And, it's not a laughing situation because there are victims that are hurt and they are affected for the rest of their lives, traumatized. But now, during this case, they are definitely going to find some type of healing through being able to express themselves. Because yes, a lot of us go through trauma in life. Yes, a lot of us have had, environmental upbringings that maybe were, uncomfortable. It's very common. It's very normal. As a matter of fact, it's more normal than what we think of, but it's not normal to be in a loving relationship. I mean, a lot of us can hate our parents. A lot of us, we can hate our siblings. We can hate our grandparents, our family. There's a lot of family rivalry, right? We get angry at our parents sometimes for maybe how they raised us and stuff of this nature. But when you are an adult and you give your heart over to somebody who you trust and you love and you adore, thinking that, wow, they're going to be really good to me, and then what happened to Cassie is just not comprehensible at all. And then what he did to employees, to grown adults who admired him, wanted to work with him, be in his presence, share in his ideas and his creativity. And then they turn around and they're like, whoa, like what happened? What did I do to deserve this? It is a horrible situation, and I know that this court is going to be lengthy, 8 to 10 weeks, and it's going to reveal a lot. And I just want to say to everyone out there, to all of us who have experienced something in life that is traumatizing, like I said, a lot of us have family, relationships, friends. I just want to say throughout this case, let's all pray together for ourselves and for each other to all heal through this process. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Sister Cerise, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for subscribing and also for hitting that like button. Please hit that like button because it also helps my algorithms and it lets me know that you shared your time with me. Now, one favor I need you to do for me is be good to yourself out there. I know that life is tough. It's never easy. But when we go through life step by step, forgiving the past, living in the present, planning the future with hope, peace, and love, we start to see light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm really sending you positive energy. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Go out and have a good day and make today count.